Mr. President, Mr. Director Generals, Madam High Commissioners, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure for me to be here at the United Nations in Geneva. I am honored to be the first Thai Prime Minister of Thailand to address the Human Rights Council. I am proud of Thailand's engagement in the Council, but I am humbled by the many achievements and challenges of those that are involved in human rights work here at the Council. Coming to this August Assembly, I am reminded of the importance of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which was adopted 65 years ago. The words, all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and right, mean that people are born with equal rights that cannot be denied by any government. Events in Syria and elsewhere show that the reality is somewhat different, that the challenges in realizing people's rights remain daunting. But history reminds us that the oppressed will rise, and we who believe in freedom must be united in support. In this day and age of information flow and social media, the oppressed have new tools to express their desire for change. When governments are not responsive to the people's desire, they must face the consequence of their actions. In the protection of free will, many place their hopes on the Human Rights Council, and Thailand is pleased to see the Council embrace of challenge on various occasions. To address pressing human rights situation, it is important that the Human Rights Council express concerns and act in unity. Change cannot be achieved overnight, but governments must be made accountable and take responsible actions. And when they fail to do so, the international communities cannot turn a blind eye. This situation cannot be addressed through resolution alone. Words can provide comfort, but only action can lead to real change. Our challenges is how we can make a real impact on the ground and bring about difference in the life of people. This requires serious dialogue and committed engagement. It is equally true that many countries lack of capacity to ensure respect for human rights, and to prevent violations, we must do more to enhance capabilities for governments. This is why Thailand put forward an annual initiative to promote technical cooperation and capacity building in the work of the Council. And for the first time, Thailand is making a contribution to the voluntary fund for technical cooperation in the field of human rights. This is in addition to our annual contribution to work of the Office of the High Commissioners. We encourage others to contribute and to do more. In calling on all to do more and do better, I do not mean that we address only core civil and political rights, including freedom of expressions. We must also address social and cultural rights and find ways to increase economic opportunities for all. Discrimination must not be tolerated. And here, the Human Rights Council should be proud of what it has accomplished. The Universal Periodic Review, or UPR, is the jewel on the crown among the tools of the Council to improve human rights work. The aim is for all countries to be judged by the same standard. Nobody is perfect, but we can work to improve ourselves. Thailand has undergone the UPR process nearly 2 years ago. In doing so, we underwent a process of self-reflection. We have continuously addressed this issue identified and have made progress on the accepted recommendation. We will do better. Mr. President, like other countries, Thailand has also made a lot of progress to promote human rights for all. But we are aware that the vulnerable remain around us. Women and children remain subject to discriminations, unequal opportunities, and crucial treatment. Human trafficking causes suffering to many in Thailand and around the world. Many persons with disabilities are unable to reach their full potential. When I took office as the first female Thai Prime Minister, I felt that access to the rights and opportunities of the vulnerable groups has been restricted. So I promised to work hard to do better for them by providing equal opportunities for all. I initiated the Women Empowerment Fund to enable women to reach their full potential. The fund provides women in communities around the nation with opportunities to improve their livelihood and create equal opportunities. We also launched the one-stop crisis centers to provide action from concerned agencies for those in need, including those from the sexual abuse, domestic violence, and teenage pregnancy. Our universal health coverage scheme, which is the first among developing countries and has been in place for more than a decade, ensures that everyone has access to high-quality health care. It continues to be upgraded in terms of coverage and benefits. In addition, I just chaired a workshop with many international organizations where we discuss ways to work together to take care of migrant workers and address issue of human trafficking. The Thai government is encouraging migrant workers to obtain registrations so that they can be covered under our health care scheme. Registration will also help protect them from forced labor and trafficking. For persons with disabilities, I sponsor policies and actions to put in place universal design in order to reduce physical barriers. The disabled must be assured of equal access in transportation, social benefits, and in earning income. I should also mention that regional cooperation plays a key role to support the work of the Council and to promote human rights in general, particularly women and children. Given the diverse challenges from region to region, it is important for the Council to work with the regional organizations and human rights mechanisms. In Southeast Asia, the establishment of the ASEAN Intergovernmental Commissions on Human Rights and the ASEAN Declaration on Human Rights are a major step forward. Mr. President, human rights lie at a very heart of democracy, and it is in everyone's duties to uphold democratic principles. We cannot and should not accept any undemocratic change, and we must continue to support democratic values by protecting people's rights and liberties. At the same time, democracy is not just about winning elections through majorities of vote, but it is about exercising power in a way that respects in minorities. This means that those in power must not cling on to power and impose one's view on others. I believe that the work of Human Rights Council and our cooperations in addressing issues of human rights can help make governments more responsive to the people's needs and thereby ensuring that the power will always remain with the people. Thailand has also gone through challenges to defend our democracy over in the decade. The journey has not been smooth, and even today, I still have to defend democracy from undemocratic minds. Indeed, democracy, human rights, justice, and the rule of law are universal values that connect people and nations. Thailand recognizes their contribution to placing humans at the heart of development efforts. We will therefore continue to advocate for an adequate reflection of this theme within the post-2015 development agenda. Mr. President, I wish to take these opportunities to pay tribute to Madame Pillay and her organizations. As a woman leader, I share her strong view which fights against all types of discriminations, especially against women and children. There is much we can share with each other and be a force for change. Over the past 3 years, Thailand has been active member and offer a bridge building role with the Human Rights Council. Thailand was also honored to serve as the president of the Council. We will continue to work constructively with the Office of the High Commissioners and as an expression to our ongoing commitment to the Council. We have presented our candidate for Council membership for the term 2015 to 2017. Mr. President, our human rights efforts at the national and international levels are key to a country's path of democracy. This is a process that requires patience and continued commitment to build. It is important that this is the homegrown, but all of us can certainly learn from each other. Thailand means the land of free. That is why we fully support the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And we Thais are committed to stand with the Human Rights Council and all those who believe in that all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and right. Thank you, Mr. President.